following is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
I can tell you're very happy here, and throughout the things in your life that you guys have both done, whether it's bartending or corporate or throwing parties or whatever. It's like, is this where it's at? Was this like your callings?
Yes.
Yes.
I think so.
I mean, I'm good at it. I don't ever like to call anything my calling because that keeps you limited. You know what I mean? So coming into the business, they said I couldn't be a model and producer. I had to be one or the other. Well, I'm successful at both. So you never limit yourself, man. So that's one thing I would say.
So I do my full-time job. I do this, obviously. I have my real estate license. I throw the parties down in South Florida and support vehicles on the weekends during spring and fall for snowbirds.
If people were to promote more on females that look like myself, I'm skinny, but I am someone's cup of tea. And if people were to promote that, then the world would be a better place.
They think that sex is supposed to create life. No, man, I just want to get off. I'm horny as hell right now.
Is it a journey to love yourself the way you are?
Of course.
Yeah. Sure, yeah. I mean, there's a number of people, especially in the industry, who are the regular size, standard size, and they're very insecure. And sometimes they look to us, who's BBW, and we're feeling fierce and fabulous, and they're like, wow, we're worried about how we look, and you guys are just flaunting it and having fun out there.
I want thickness.
What is up, everybody? You are tuned into the Thiccness Protection Program. This is the podcast celebrating body positivity and where adult stars come to open up about whatever the fuck. I am your host, Chillin' Dylan, and today I got two guests. That's right, hitting two blunts to get stoned. It's my version of two kill birds with one stone. Gentlemen, lady, can you please introduce yourselves?
I'm TT. How are you? I'm here in South Florida. I'm in Palm Beach County. It's about an hour north of Miami, and I started a business last September, so 2021.
Okay, you're relatively new. So welcome.
Yeah, and I'm Jay Playhard. I've been in the business since 2018. I'm from Panama City, Florida, and just happy to be here, man. What's up?
Dope. Well, welcome. All right. Now,
Pardon the interruption, Palm Tree, but this is Pimpin' Palm, the Mac and Memoji. And before we go any further in this interview, I'm gonna need you to click that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notification bell. Now back to the Thiccness Protection Program.
I kind of feel like, if you ever seen the movie Get Out, in the beginning where the dad, welcomes, the daughter and Daniel Kaluuya's character. So how long has this been going on, you two, this thing?
We met at my first shoot house, which was Jay's, back in Exotica, Miami last year in September. And we had remained friends or friendly and hung out here and there, but we do live quite far from each other. We live at literally the opposite ends of the state. He's all the way up north in the Panhandle, and I'm all the way down here. So we would see each other at a lot of events, and he was helping me with a lot of the back end stuff. And just over time, we got closer and closer, and one thing leads to another. Here we are. So we started, I guess, our anniversary, so to speak, right? It's February. So that's when we made it public.
Okay. So it'll be 1 year in February, or it was February of this year?
It was February of this year. So.
Okay. It's relatively new relationship. That's what's up. TT, first thing I got to ask you, the full name, your full stage name is TT PAWG. So let the people know out there, what does PAWG stand for?
Yes, of course. So I think the serious disillusion that I might not be white, but I am, I can assure you. But
I figured that part out.
Yes.
Yeah. Wait, say.
So I said TT PAWG, so it's TEETEEPAWG, and it's for a fat ass white girl. I said, but a lot of people think I'm Latin for whatever reason. I get that a lot, whether it's a proximity to Miami or whatnot. But everybody thought I was Italian when I lived in Jersey too. So there's that.
Yeah. Well, I always thought, Italian is white, but it's like its own ethnicity. And yeah, I figured you were Italian too, but I guess you're not. But yeah. And I know it's crazy because so many transplants come from like New York and New Jersey and then move to South Florida. So are you part of that whole wave of like people who that Southern migration thing?
Yeah, so I've been down here for about 5 years.
Okay.
So I originally came down here to actually help my mom. She had to retire early due to some health issues and stuff like that. So that's kind of what brought me down here. But I lived most of my life up in North Jersey. So.
All right, cool. So how did you first get into porn?
So I've been a swinger for about like 10 years now, and I do pretty large lifestyle parties down in South Florida, in Pompano about once a month at this club called Defy. So I've always been, in that realm, and, the whole conversion with everybody who was a swinger, pretty much becoming a content creator, starting OnlyFans. And there was this whole wave of people. And some of the girls that I know had been doing really, really well for themselves, and they kept at me. They're like, just start at it. They're like, you literally live this life every day. Put it to good use, put it on camera. So that's kind of what, flipped up the switch for it. It was actually, I don't know if you guys know Genesis Kiss. She does more like content creation. She's not really mainstream, but you'll see her here and there pop up all over. She's only ever done like one paid shoot ever, and she's like, I'll never do one again. But she's awesome, and she was the one who really kind of gave me the shove. And then I had met Savannah Starr, who is a really good friend to Jay, and I had met her at a place called Secrets, which is a swingers resort here in Florida. And I had filmed content with her boyfriend that weekend. And then she had said, hey, by the way, I'm going to be Fort Lauderdale at a shoot house, and I would love for you to like stop by and see if you like the business side of things. Because she knows that I'm business savvy. She knows that I have a few different things going as far as, like different investments and different, streams of income. So she was like, yeah, I think that you would really appeal to, the other side, not just the fun content creator, like hang out, like, and maybe do this once in a while thing, but like to really look at the professional side of it. And of course she was right. So I went there, had no clue about what the business was about. I didn't even know what talent testing was. Like, I mean, it was so green. It wasn't even funny. And I got to film my first scene there, which was a all girl reverse game bang, which is pretty cool.
I love it. Just dive head first into the pool. Okay, let's bring Jay back in before I ask my follow-up question. There you go.
There we go. I think I'm back. All
right, cool. Yeah, right before you left, Jay, TT was just telling me about, how she got into the business, and it was through, the swinger crowd, and was it, you said, promoting or managing a swingers club down there in South Florida?
Host events, yeah.
Hosting events, right? And it kind of, plagued my curiosity because, like, I was kind of wondering, how do people get involved with that swinger club, and, what percentage of the people who run in this circle end up, making content?
Well, the internet is a crazy thing. You can find anything there. That's where I started. I've been in the lifestyle for about 12 years now, and I started, just searching online and seeing what I could find and educating myself. And then, it kind of progressed to attending events, traveling, things like that. As far as the content goes, I think OnlyFans and COVID kind of changed a lot of how the industry works, because I think there was the industry pre-COVID, and then there was the industry post-COVID, where you have all of these lifestyle creators on OnlyFans, kind of showing their lives to the world, So I think in that sense, you do have a lot of swinger lifestyle creators out there now, kind of blazing their own trail.
Right. Okay. So, yeah, COVID, turned the world upside down, changed everything we do in life, and, opened up for many, many hustles to be done online, because we kind of found out, the world could exist online. Jay, tell me what it was like, growing up in Panama City, man. What were you like as a kid? And then, what were you doing for work leading up to you joining the industry?
Oh, man. I've grown up here a long time, but to be quite honest, I was bad as hell You know what I mean? Like I was one of those teens that didn't go to class, things like that, you know. But kind of straightened it out, you know, later on in life. I was actually a bartender before I got into the biz full time. You know, in my area, the industry, like one of the main industries is the restaurant industry, hospitality industry. So, you know, I've done that pretty much my whole life until the adult film industry, and it's been a nice change.
Okay, cool. And it was like through finding people on the internet and finding swinger crowds that you were like, you know, hey, I could kind of get into this myself.
Well, you know, as far as the swing goes, I started hosting parties myself between the years of 2011 to, I'd say, all the way up until COVID. I was hosting, you know, lifestyle parties, takeovers, hotel takeovers, meet and greets, things like that. And so it started to become kind of taxing as far as the time needed to put those events together and host them. And so I began to think, how can I do this and, you know, make money passively? And so video content was kind of that next evolution of that. So.
Right. Okay. Now I'm connecting the dots. Like, okay, from planning parties and hosting events, bartending and such. When COVID happened, boom, that's out the window. So you needed to hustle from home, as they say.
Exactly. So
gotcha.
That's really when the business kind of took off.
Okay. TT, let me ask you this about your upbringing. You grew up in Jersey, you moved to Florida, as you said. So like, what were you like as a kid?
I was a straight A nerd.
Stop it, sister tract. Okay.
Yeah, no, actually, Jay's nerd too. Don't let him fool you. We got different types of nerd. I'm definitely in the books, and he's into electronics, but you know, he's into comic books. But you know, I've always just excelled, like, you know, in school and stuff like that with classes and basic stuff. But
okay. I
was definitely the person who liked to keep the facade on the outside, but I was doing all the shit that Jay was just doing, just not getting caught until the very end. So, you know, I lived a definite, I guess, a double life when I was growing up too. It's interesting, but yeah, I had then turned around things. By the time I was 19, I stopped, you know, doing anything messy and cleaned up things and started to work full time. And I pretty much have been working full time ever since. So I've always been really, really fortunate in business. And I had got my foot in a company for a startup for a digital security company. And I was there for 10 years. And by the time I left there, I was making a really nice chunk of change and running the entire operations department. And then, you know, I now am a buyer for an industry that I'm not going to mention because it's kind of small, but it's definitely, you know, it's definitely a little niche. So that's what I do now.
Interesting. Now, were you always comfortable with sexuality, comfortable in your own skin, you know, even, and it, first of all, before you answer me, is the booty real?
It is, of course.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah. So like, were you always comfortable with sexuality and in your own skin, TT?
Yeah, absolutely. Ever since a really young age, you know, and then even, I mean, growing up, I used to go to the New down in Florida, never had a problem to, you know, be out there in public, never had a problem, you know, with any of that kind of stuff. So
yeah. Now, being a big booty white chick, I gotta ask, like, were you embraced by your own community, or was it like mostly Black folks that, you know, wanted you around and stuff?
Well, I don't know where I lived, honestly. Well, I mean, growing up, and I'm a little bit older than.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
Older than some, no. I'm 41. I'll be 42 this year.
Sure. And Jay, you're June 9th, 84. So yeah, you're 38. Okay. I'll be 30 in a couple months for context.
And you guys are then almost the same age.
Go on, you're saying, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I was just saying, you know, so growing up when I did, it was more definitely like Barbie look and mini big girls were not a thing. You know, I was always thick from the time I was 12. I have hips like I have now. Just never changed, never probably will. Even when I'm on the thinner side of things, I'm still very shapely. So, It's just always been a thing. But up in my area, I'll be honest, it was definitely more of a Hispanic thing. Up there, a lot of Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, and I definitely got the most attention from them, more so than anybody else. But that was just who was in my, my area specifically, mostly, where I grew up.
Okay, I totally see it. I totally get it. Now, Jay, you launched your company Thick Vision TV in October of 2021. Was it?
Actually, earlier than that. It just went by a day. I started the company Playhard Media Group, and we launched PMG.com, which has since gone through rebrand to Thiccness.com. So I've been shooting all of that time. Just now recently that we've kind of enjoyed a little bit of an explosion, with the body positivity kind of coming to the forefront. But yeah, we've been live and active since 20.
Okay. Were there companies that like kind of inspired you to, pursue this, like a Plumper Pass or a Scoreland or a BBW Highway that kind of like made you say, I could do something similar to that?
Well, to be quite honest, it's kind of only in the lane when I started. I've been fortunate enough to meet some of the producers for those companies, and it's just been a humbling experience to be around the top guys in your lane, to even be in the same room with them. So I definitely say that those brands were kind of an inspiration to what we do. We like to think we put our own spin on that as well. Thick Vision is the place where a lot of models have gotten their start. So we're very proud of that.
Okay, cool. As far as finding the models go, like is it strictly an internet casting thing, or is it tell me how that process works.
Well, kind of one of those things. Just have to have a feel for it. The more accomplished you are in the industry, I feel like some of those people may seek you out. But I've always kind of taken the route of being the one who seeks out that fresh talent. We want fresh faces all the time. Experience is never needed with Vision. And we can kind of give you some of those keys to the industry to help you get a strong base. But really, when I look for a model, it's just I may see someone at a swinger event. I may see someone at a adult industry convention like Exotica or XBiz or FetCon. We'll be there this weekend, by the way. Anyone listening that will be there. But we try to be approachable, and that's worked for us so far.
Dope. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting the sense that when you guys hit these conventions, that's when obviously most of the networking happens, where you find people to shoot with or people to do content with, and etc.
Also, with social, such a big part of what we do. You're able to, I'll say it makes it a lot smaller. You're exposed to a lot of different models that you normally wouldn't be exposed to.
Okay, interesting. Now, do you mostly work with BBW models, or do you do work with girls of other sizes too?
He works with everybody.
What is one of your favorite scenes that you've done?
Honestly, probably. We just did one that was amazing with Princess Dandy and Curly Rican, me, Jay, and the two of them. And it was not planned. It was a total fluke. We had went over to go shoot at foursome in the morning with Maria Bose and Artemis. And Artemis was supposed to shoot with Princess Dandy, and our shoot ran late, so he wasn't going to have enough time to do hers before having to get to another gig. And it just completely worked out. So what ended up happening was, we ended up doing, it was me, Jay, Princess Dandy, and Curly Rican, who's from Puerto Rico, and she's adorable. But it was like Princess Dandy was the top hierarchy mistress, and then Jay, then me, and then Curly Rican. So basically the three of us topped her. And it was just hot. So
awesome. Other than you two, the only one I really know out of there is Maria Bose, but that's all I need to know. She's so bad.
Yes. I
Yeah.
love
And I was scrolling through Twitter and I saw a clip of him stroking her real good. And I was just like, wow, what a fucking Spanish beauty.
yes. So I actually met, we were roommates in Orlando for Girls Gone Wireless.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So that's how I had originally met her, and yeah, it was cool. Like, you know, she's just super chill, and both of us think very much alike, I guess. You know, as far as like our work ethic and, you know, just trying to get stuff done and be productive. So
Okay, cool. In order to be a porn star, I think the obvious thing, you gotta love sex, but you also gotta love like making videos. Or what else do you have to love besides loving sex?
social media,
Okay.
networking, I think it's a huge part of it. You know, for me, my sales increase always with fan interaction. So the more that I get on IG and go live, get on OnlyFans, mini vids and go live, and just keep putting myself out there so that people can kind of see what I am like just on a regular day, or me just doing regular shit. Like they want that. You know?
Yeah. And that's a point I wanted to make about the doing regular shit. Let's bring Jay back in here. Yeah, so we were just talking about, you know, aside from, let me ask you this, man. Aside from loving sex, what is something that a porn star needs to love or be passionate about to be in this business?
Sitting in front of a computer screen.
Mm.
No, just in all seriousness, you have to do the work, especially when you're independent and you don't have that safety net of an agency.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard work. You know, you have to get out there. You have to really put the dollars behind your brand, the time, the effort, all of those things. You know, you're definitely jumping into a very saturated market. So you have to do something to stand out.
Nice. Okay. And what are the things you do to stand out, though?
Me in particular, you know, of course, we celebrate all shapes of women, body positivity. Size is not a factor in who we shoot. We also like to think that my particular style as a model is very physical, very dominant. And I've found that a lot of fans enjoy that, kind of the hot wife aspect of it. So we do a lot of that as well.
Right. You know, if it's passionate, you're like real deep down on her, holding, kissing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I find out those to be like the things that, you know, regular guys can relate to, you know, because I just never been into the bondage, the whips, the I don't want to call it weird shit, because, you know, there's people who obviously enjoy that. But you know, sometimes sometimes when it's vanilla is still damn good, you know.
Well, yeah, we do a lot of the BDSM stuff as well.
Okay.
You know, I'm very versed, very, very trained in that aspect of the content we do.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those things, you want something for everyone. I enjoy BDSM in my personal life. So when I do get the chance to show that part of what I can do on camera, is very, very satisfying.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you get an opportunity to like exercise creativity and like explore the naughty kinks.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Exactly.
Let me ask you this, man. A lot of guys want to know, like, how do you stay hard the entire scene? And is there anything, you know, dietary or workout plan that you do to keep yourself hard?
Yes, actually. You know, in this business, there are a lot of dangerous ways to maintain yourself for those scenes, or you could do what I do, which is, you know, I try to stay healthy, minimize the drinking, lots of water. Hydration is key.
Water.
Yep, vitamins. You know, I love my zinc, my vitamin B, my multivitamin. You know, I preach it to all of the guys in our shoot house productions. You know, stay on top of your health. You know, because your body has to function properly to maintain those things. You know.
Cool. And how about for you, TT? Is there any, like, you know, your lifestyle training to keep yourself with stamina, with agileness, if that's a word?
I'm super flexible to begin with. I don't really have to worry about that part. But hydration for me, because I squirt. So, I mean, it's we joke about it. It can be pretty excessive sometimes. So I really do need to stay hydrated, or else I get really bad cramps. And stuff like
Yeah, when I was talking to Kylie BBW last week, who I'm gonna have her on the show in a couple weeks, so shout out to her. She's like, I said, yeah, I'm gonna interview TT PAWG and Jay Playhard. Then she goes, nice, she's a squirter. I'm like, cool. It never really crossed my mind, how does a woman squirt? Because not everybody can do that.
I don't know. For me, I actually do it from both ways. I do from the simulation and from in my G spot. And it seems that like when we're doing things like, shoot houses and multiple scenes back to back, once I start, like it just doesn't stop and it gets more and more sensitive and much easier to, keep producing it. Let's put it that way. The more heightened it is. Like if I don't get a chance to come down from that, like it stays to the point. We definitely change a lot of sheets.
Okay. right. That wet. Yeah. I could have easily Googled this, but I would rather, ask an expert. Okay. Now let me ask you this, to tone it back to the early life. When you guys first entered the business and, publicly, your genitals are online, you're online fucking, how did your families react to that? Let's start with you, Jay.
Well, like I said before, I gave them hell when I was a kid, so they already knew I wasn't shit.
Damn.
So it's fine. No, they were very accepting. They were like, you're a grown man. It's legal. You're not going to go to jail for it. The basic safety questions, of course. And, they just they know, but they just kind of let it be,
Okay. Had there ever been legal trouble in your past?
Yes.
Okay. Are you comfortable talking about any of that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was over 12 years ago. So early 20s. I mean, I actually went to prison before I was 21 years old.
Okay.
So, just that normal story, selling this, selling that, and thinking you the man, and then you get caught, and then you have to go do that time. But I came home 2008, and been living on the legal side ever since, man.
Dope.
It's much better out here than it is in there.
Now, for your partners in Florida, for guys you grew up with or met along the way, when they hear from you nowadays and they're like, oh man, he's a porn star now, what is their reaction to like what you do?
I mean, people here have known for a long time. I live in a small city.
Okay.
The swinger parties that I spoke of earlier, they became really, really popular. Radio station morning shows started kind of talking about it. I live in a very conservative area, so obviously something like that is very sensational, but I never have lived based on what people might say or think, so sometimes it's negative, sometimes it's positive. I stay pretty level-headed, throughout all of it, I guess I would say.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think it's critical to like not live based on what others think. I mean, it's hella funny you say that, because this morning I the kitchen eating breakfast, and then my dad's like, so what do you got to do today? Like, just about to go record Thiccness Protection Program. I got, this guy Jay Playhard, I got this girl TT PAWG, they're a couple, whoopty whoop. And then he's like, can I ask you a question with Thiccness Protection Program? Does anybody think that's weird? And I'm like, if they do, I don't give a fuck, because I get so much positive feedback. Like, why embrace the negative?
Exactly, man. It's, and you have to be careful of accepting, all the praise too, because it's like, tomorrow they could not like you for something.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm like, tread lightly here, because, I'm new, and although I'm not in this business, obviously I'm very curious about it, but I just want to say thank you to all the listeners, all the protectors that like have reached out and shown love and wanted to come on the show or have been on the show, because it's like, for coming from the music industry, coming from stand-up comedy, it's like cool to get embraced in one more crowd. So yeah.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Go ahead, baby.
Yeah, TT, how was your family's reaction to what you do now?
So my mom is super cool. We're really close. She literally will help me pick out off the back.
Really?
She's hilarious.
No, it's true. It's true. I felt really awkward at the dinner table.
But she doesn't really want to know anything. She doesn't ask for my links or follow me on social media or that. But you know, and honestly, she's the only one in my family who my brother knows, because I figured he probably would come across it before somebody else would. But you know, I just want to have that, you know, that possibility, I guess, taken away, you know, just so that he was aware and didn't get blindsided. And yeah. So it's good stuff. My dad doesn't know, but not really a conversation I feel necessary to have with him.
I get it. You know, dads are still, you know, that's still daddy's little girl, but you know, yeah, it sounds like, you know, overall it's like when you're of advanced age and it's like, you know, you're making a decision to do something, is like, hey, as long as you're not getting in trouble or hurting anybody or hurting yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah. Jay, let me ask you this, man. Have you always had a Casanova appeal? Have you always had a lot of ladies, a lot of girlfriends?
I was a late bloomer. I did not.
Really?
I did not, man. High school was rough.
That's something I can relate to, man. I didn't lose my virginity till I was 21.
Wow.
Yeah, senior year of college.
It was a little easier for me in that sense. I played football too, so that kind of helped. You know, you got to play football. You got to be funny. You got to have all the other stuff going for you back then, because you know, back then, like Chico DeBarge was in style. So you know, me and Chico kind of light skinned, I was dark skinned, so it didn't really come together like that for me until Wesley Snipes. Morris Chestnut, you know, shout out. Morris
Yeah.
You know,
but has anybody ever asked you, Jay, has anybody ever asked you or said you look like Wayne Brady?
Yeah. Every week.
Constantly.
Every week. Wayne Brady. I get that more often than anything.
Yeah. Would you ever do like a whose line is it anyway type of porn skit?
We thought about it. You know, I didn't want to step on no toes, though. You know, Wayne's so good at what he does. You know what I'm saying? That'd be a lot to live up to.
We need to do like a parody or something, because there's so many people that we sing. I said we could totally do like Glee.
It's a lot to live up to, man. That's a lot to live up to. I don't know.
Yeah, that is a lot
maybe
to live
though.
up to.
Maybe
yeah.
Sign in the Thick Vision to find out.
Yeah. You know, you guys have a lot of orgy scenes with multiple partners. And I wanted to ask you this, are the positions that you hit in either an orgy scene or just, you know, a girl boy, are those planned out, or is it just you just start hooking up and it's improvisation from there?
I want to say probably 90% of it is improvised, unless we talk about it with the big group. Like if we set up something, if you see something that looks like it's orchestrated, it probably was to start with. And then usually we break off from there, you know? Yeah. It's hard when you have a large number of people, and depending on, you know, who's, you know, running camera and where they are and how many people are running camera and positioning, making sure that they don't get each other in shots and stuff like that.
Yeah. About Girls Gone Wireless, I know you guys lived it up out there and, you know, worked with a lot and hung out with a lot of the girls I've had on TTP. I mean, did I just fuck up the name of my own show? On TPP? Because you're TT, that's why. Phonetically, duh. All right. Yeah, so for male talent, is doing a Girls Gone Wireless like your best foot in the door if you're just interested in trying this?
I would say yes, because you have to think about it. When you start talking about booking models, booking locations, flights, all those things, shooting costs money, you know? And a lot of times I'll hear a guy ask me, well, how do I get into business? How do I make an impact? And then I'll tell him, hey, you need to come to Girls Gone Wireless. And you may have to come as a fan first. I came as a fan first, you know? But look what it's done for my career in the 6 months that I've been affiliated with the network. You know, I'm sitting here doing interviews with Thiccness Protection Program. You know what I mean? So it's definitely worth it. In those 6 months, I've TT and I both have gotten distribution deals with pay-per-minute companies. We've gotten paid shoot opportunities. Our growth has been crazy. So I would suggest to anyone, male or female, no matter what the fee is, go if you're serious about your brand.
There you go. And that's the drop, you know. TT, any advice for a young lady who's looking to get into the business?
Honestly, just surround yourself with people who can help you grow in positive ways, and do your research on people before you work with them. Make sure that you're putting yourself in safe situations, and like Jay said, just learn the business. Like, make sure that you have a good grip on who your fans are and what is working for your brand, so that you can continue to work towards building it instead of continuing to do things that are not serving you justice, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, guys, I got a segment on here called Ever Too Much. Has anything on a scene ever been too much, too not pleasurable, just too much? You just had to say cut, you just can't take it. Ever too much?
I mean, I haven't had that experience yet, but I can't speak for Jay.
Jay.
Yeah, just to, we won't say any names, but men, women, remember that hygiene.
Ooh.
Because it can turn a scene bad really, really quickly.
And that's when you get a TikTok made of you. Yo, pussy stank. You don't understand, bro. I cried.
You make a joke about it.
Yeah.
You make a joke about it, that really happened to me though, so just make a joke about it and make the whole industry aware.
Yeah.
It's Florida.
Wash your ass before you do that scene.
Just like in the words of Kendrick, shit don't change until you get up and wash your ass.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah. Yeah. Hygiene is always very important, even if you're, not in the business. Everybody wash themselves before you have sex. Before and after. Okay. Let's start with you, TT, on this one. Dream scene. What is, what's the next crazy ass scene that TT PAWG has up her sleeve or tucked in the cleavage? What's the next one?
Well, I can't really speak to it. It's gonna be a big one. It's not really my vision, but it's gonna be something I'm part of that Jay has been wanting to do for a super long time, and I'm on board for it. I don't know if he wants to give out the details for that. I'm gonna have to wait for him to answer on that one. But the next things that we have planned is we're obviously going to be going to FatCon next weekend, and we're going to be, I think, working with a few people there that weekend. And then we have Girls Gone Wireless already in September again, and there's going to be a ton of people there. And I've already set up some scenes with Monique Leslie and people who I haven't worked with individually or, stuff like that yet. So it's been, promising so far, and we're not even there yet.
Don't you just love Monique Leslie?
I do.
Yeah,
definitely.
So cool. Yeah. Oh yeah, Jay, you've worked with her too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How'd that go for you? Was it a blast?
Oh man, it's one of the best new scenes on the platform right now. You got to go check it out, man. It's fire.
Gotta. Biggest misconception of a porn star?
I mean, that's hard. I feel like different people have different opinions, and I feel like different people who are porn stars have completely different lifestyles. I still work full time in corporate America, and I'm sober. I have been for many years, so I don't party at all.
Excellent.
So there's a lot of people who maybe think that the lifestyle is super wild and super crazy. That's not my experience personally, but I can't speak for anybody else who's in the industry.
What led you to getting sober?
It runs in my family. Let's just say that.
Okay.
But I originally got sober when I was 19. So, like I said, I had a really wild childhood, and I cleaned up my act early. So. Wow.
So half your life you've been sober.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. I always, I'm a pothead. I enjoy, a cold drink as well. But I always say my health in my mind would be a lot clearer if I were to, make that decision. And, I always admire people who do choose to be sober. Jay, I know you smoke hella weed too, but yeah, man. I've kind of first of all, Jay, do you do scenes high?
Do I do scenes high? No.
Yeah.
Because you're sober to legally sign paperwork. So You have to always remember that keep a clean set. If you're an independent producer, it is important that you keep that clean set, because you see cases all the time where a model may say, well, they got me drunk and then did the scene was supposed to be this and then we did that. You just want to cover yourself. So it's more of a liability thing for me.
Wow, I find that kind of amazing, actually. It's just I like how you're crystal clear about the rules of what this is about the paperwork.
Big.
Yeah, the more attention to detail you pay on those small but important things, you can save yourself a lot of headache later on.
Very true, very true. Okay. Let's see. So out of all the female talent you've worked with, along with your lovely girlfriend, who are some of your favorite female stars, Jay, that you've had a chance to work with?
Ooh, you're gonna get me in trouble. Let's see. Brandy Love was a great scene. Melanie Monroe, because those are kind of like bucket list scenes from back in college when I was a fan and I would watch porn. I would watch them. So to get a chance to get to work with them was really, really cool. I had a fanboy moment. Still holding out for Sarah J. though. That was another one that was
legendary.
Yeah, hey, as far as my generation, man, that's the GOAT. What I'm saying? So women like her, Pinky, that's always on the bucket list.
Right. And, me as an interviewer, I think about, their conversations with DJ Vlad, her and Pinky. So, yeah, one day to get Sarah J or Pinky on the Thiccness Protection Program would be crazy.
Exactly.
Okay. Let's segue for a bit, man. When you're not making content, what do you guys like to do for fun?
We're on two different spectrums here. It's a good thing we work a lot. We both love music. That's one thing we do enjoy. We just went to the Kendrick Lamar concert last week, the week before, and that was awesome. So
yeah, I saw the post. You guys look like you had a great time.
We did.
Yeah, I saw Kendrick Lamar back in November at Day in Vegas. Yeah, he headlined the first night. He brought out Baby Keem.
Nice. Yeah. So I mean, I personally, I'm a little bit of like a nature person. I love like the ocean, the beach, hiking, woods, that kind of stuff. I'm a bit of an adrenaline junkie, so that side of it. But that's kind of what I like to do. And I shop. I like to shop. I might have a serious problem. I like to shop a lot.
All right. For like clothes, for furniture, accessories, what do you like to shop for?
Literally, put me in Home Depot and I'll find something.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. It's a good way to spend other people's money to aspire for my actual full-time position, because I probably calm that down.
Yeah. Is it, are you ever nervous about like the people in your corporate job finding out about your adult stuff?
So I'm pretty sure that my director has a pretty good idea. So he knows I throw parties in South Florida. He knows what type of parties they are. And he knows that I do some kind of side hustle with streaming media, and he knows that it's in the porn industry, but I don't know that he knows that I'm in the movies. We're not going to breach that subject.
All that wagon you got, and he doesn't know that? Can't just assume that?
I'm a dork. I'm telling you, at work, I do not look like this. I have my glasses on. I'm at my business. I wear dresses that you can't really see my figure like that, because I'm not trying to draw attention to myself like that at work.
Really? So you're like incognito, Miss Corporate World nerd, and nobody knows. They don't see nobody sees all that from the back and says, I wonder if.
I mean, I don't know. I get side eyes from some of the people on the manufacturing line some days. So I don't, who knows? I mean, I don't know. Pornhub, pretty much puts people in your locality. So I'm sure that one day it's going to happen, that somebody's going to definitely see something and say something. But to this point, they have not yet. So.
And Jay, how about for you when you're just kicking it? Like, what's Jay Playhard like to do when it's not time to work?
Oh man, comic books and comic book movies.
Okay, are you Marvel or DC?
I like a good story, but I'm mostly Marvel.
Really? Okay. I gave up on Marvel a long time ago, man. I will watch the new Black Panther. See my hat? But yeah,
There you go.
I will watch the new Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. But like, you know, growing up, I felt like the Marvel games and the Marvel movies were special because, you know, there weren't that many of them. And it's like now everything's fucking Marvel.
Oh, I'm in heaven. I'm gonna watch all of it.
I feel that.
They
I
don't get
wanted
my money
to.
for eternity.
No, I feel that. I wanted to stay on. What's the one that was on Hulu? That was Iron Man's villain, and it was like a comic, like a comedy, kind of like Robot Chicken.
I know what you're talking about. MODOK.
MODOK. Yeah, yeah.
I hadn't watched it yet though.
Okay, I kind of wanted to go back to that one, but are you gonna watch that She-Hulk that's coming to Disney Plus?
Of course, I'm gonna watch everything.
Okay, cool.
I'm that nerd. I'm that one that they know they're gonna get my money no matter what they put out, no matter how bad it is. They're gonna get it because I'm gonna hope that it's better. You know,
I feel you. Die Hard Marvel. Okay. Are you gonna flip over to DC? Are you gonna see Joker 2 with Lady Gaga?
I'm definitely gonna watch Joker 2. The first Joker was pretty dope.
It was incredible to me. I feel like that's what, like, you know, won me to get more into the Batman universe.
Yeah. They that was pretty dope. You know, the new I like the new Batman. Some people didn't. I liked it.
I thought that shit was awful.
That's what I'm saying. It's divisive. I thought it was okay. You know, of course, I like the Riddler a little more than Batman, but hey, it was cool.
Yeah, you know, it's just like Robert Pattinson just didn't do justice, and that, well, no pun intended, he just didn't really do, like, he just couldn't really act that role. I felt like it was just too long, and it was just like relentlessly dark, and you know, the modern nuances they put on it were like, but I just feel like, you know, I wish I got more into the Gotham whole universe earlier, because like you could just get lost in there, you know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Decades and decades of good stories.
Right. Are you into the superhero video games at all?
Me and my son play Avengers, you know.
Okay.
So that's probably the superhero game we play right now.
Yeah, because
I was a big Injustice fan too.
Right. Yeah, I have tried Injustice. That's the 2D fighting one.
Yeah. With DC characters. Yeah.
Because I was wondering if there's, like, you know, an open world kind of like Grand Theft Auto style game set in Gotham.
The Batman Gotham City games are really, really good. They're older, but all of those were excellent. I played all of those.
Okay, dope. Speaking, I don't know how comfortable you are at answering this, but speaking of your son, is he aware of what you do?
No, he's very young. So, you know, we kind of, you know, he just knows daddy has to go out of town for work, and you know, that's how we keep it. So
respect.
You know, as far as that goes, hey, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I'm pretty sure the internet will be out there when he's old enough to find out, and we'll talk about it then.
Oops. Okay. Now for work, where's a dope place you guys have traveled to?
Oh, where haven't we traveled to? Between the two of us. You want to take that one, baby?
I've been to LA, Vegas, all over Florida, literally all over Florida. North Carolina, New York, Philly. Yeah.
Cool. The main ones.
Yeah, Atlanta. You know, I've done all those in Atlanta. Let's see, New Orleans. Also.
Nice. I love New Orleans.
Yeah,
I was just thinking about that this morning. It's time to go back.
We were talking about
it's been a long time.
Yeah.
It's cheaper for us to fly places to meet each other than it is for us to fly to each other. And it's like an 8-hour drive for us to get to each other's house.
I see.
Yeah. So sometimes I'm like, well, we should just go here. Like if we both fly to Atlanta, or he can even drive to Atlanta and I can fly there sometimes for like $31 each way. So
what?
I know. So
yeah.
Direct flight. So
I don't know why airfare is always ridiculous for me. Maybe it's because I got to fly out of LAX.
Yeah. Well, you would think it'd be cheaper because the smaller airports are super, super cheap, super expensive.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Yeah, because like I live by Palm Beach Airport and it's crazy. Like the prices are like triple. So I usually drive down to Fort Lauderdale or Miami.
Nice. Okay. I think that's about all I got. Is there anything else you guys want to add, or let the people know what you guys got coming out on the way?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, we do have the Thick House Star Power Media and Splash House collaboration in November. It's going to be in Dallas, Texas. We've already assembled quite a team of BBCs for you ladies. So if you see one of us reach out to you, it is going to be for that amazing, epic event. We also want to shout out Girls Gone Wireless in September. That's going to be September 8th through the 12th. You reach out to Girls Gone Wireless online through their social medias, and we will see you there.
Very nice. One that I just remembered, I got a segment that we always do called Down in the DM. TT, we're going to start with you on this one. What is the most crazy, out of pocket, funny, ridiculous, outrageous DM or email that you've ever received? Can you remember that?
Somebody had asked if I would come and squat over and shit in their mouth. That was interesting. I know. Outrageous.
Wait. Did I just hear that correctly? Come, spit, and shit in their mouth. So that's 3 bodily fluids that they wanted in their mouth. Wow. Did you do it?
No. This is how we're gonna. This is how you start.
Hi. Yikes. Jay, what about you, man? Down in the DM, craziest, funny, out of pocket, weirdest DM you've ever received or email?
There was one guy that wanted me to pee in a cup and mail it to him.
No.
Is he gonna send it off to labs for testing, or like?
I don't know what exactly he was gonna do with that, but I'm just that's not my lane. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Nah.
I just kind of let that be. But that was kind of wild for me.
Okay. Now, most people would think, oh, you're a porn star, you get to fuck bitches all day long, you're the luckiest guy alive. Is that true or false?
That's exactly true.
My man.
Like, it's great. Yeah. But seriously though, it is a lot of work, and you have to be ready for it. You have to be ready for all of it, the good and the bad.
Okay. Yeah, I can tell you're very happy here, and throughout the things in your life that you guys have both done, whether it's bartending or corporate or throwing parties or whatever. It's like, is this where it's at? Was this like your callings?
Yes.
Yes.
I think so.
I mean, I'm good at it. I don't ever like to call anything my calling, because that keeps you limited. You know what I mean? So coming into the business, they said I couldn't be a model and producer. I had to be one or the other. Well, I'm successful at both. So you never limit yourself, man. So that's one thing I would say.
There you go. Yeah, I'm gonna remember that. Don't call stuff your calling, because that would limit you. Just say, I really enjoy this. Like, yeah. I'm gonna apply that to podcasting, apply that to stand-up, apply that to music blogging. I'm doing that myself.
Yeah, you'll be good at a bunch of different things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because sometimes that jack of all trades, master of none shit bothers me, and then other times I'm like, no, let it be a superpower.
Exactly.
Okay.
In today's world, right?
Yeah, you got to. They can all lead to multiple hustles.
So I do my full-time job. I do this, obviously. I have my real estate license. I throw the parties down in South Florida and for vehicles on the weekends during spring and fall for snowbirds.
I love that. Wait, what was that last part?
I transport vehicles from New York, New Jersey down to Florida. So in the spring and the fall, when the snowbirds go back and forth.
Okay.
So I'm pretty fortunate. My old broker my real estate broker has a whole side company, and he's been nice enough to give me a ton of business. And it's for some pretty prestigious areas and stuff like that up in Palm Beach County.
So that's when people are moving, down the coast, and they need their car from back home. You're
they have 2 homes. They have one in Florida, and they have one up twice a year. They go back and forth. So, and the summer they head north for the summer, and then they come back south. So, I help transport their stuff because they could put it on a truck, but they don't want it. So, they have nicer vehicles. They want to be able to pack their vehicles. They're going to be here for half a year. There's a weight limit if you put it on a truck.
Yeah.
Some of them have dogs. I'll bring a dog with me, but it's pretty cool. Like I've also now, because when I'm able to do it, like, and I could plan in advance when I'm traveling to a city, I'm able to seek out talent in that city and then make it, a double work trip.
Okay. Yeah. Work both your jobs. Okay.
And then whenever it's in the tri-state area, then I usually stop and, take my dad to lunch or say hi to one of my old friends or, it's like a paid trip home, literally. So
nice. That is so cool. Okay, cool. Well, hey, it was such a pleasure having both of you. TT, it was just scheduled to just be you and I, but I was like, hey, if I'm going to be curious. So, tell me about Jay. I'm like, might as well have you both. So, hey, well, thank you guys. Before we get up out of here, starting with you, TT, let them know where they can follow you and stream or watch your content.
Okay, you can go to my actual personal website. It's TEETEEPAWG Club CLUB. So ttpawgclub.com. And then you can find me on Twitter, ttpawg, and same on OnlyFans, minivids. It's both just ttpawg. And then you can find me on Instagram at tt_pawg. And I think that covers most of it. So.
Right on. And Jay, how about you?
You can find me at thickvision.com, ThiccVision. Also, my model website, thejplayhard.com.
Very nice. Okay. Well, thank you, everybody, for tuning in to another Thickness Protection Program. I'm your host, Dylan. You can check us out at youtube.com/PalmOfficial. Thickness Protection Program on IG. I might just make a Twitter, and don't worry, we will be on all platforms, not just YouTube, real soon. I just got to get around to it, because they could be busy. But yeah, hey, TT Pog, Jay Playhard, thank you guys so much.
Thank you for having us.
Great
All
day.
right, peace. Have a wonderful day, y'all.